All right, so I've got my seaweed placed in here. So I'm going to go ahead and place it where I want. Hold down Option. I'm going to click and drag, make two. Command T to transform. Maybe change the angle, maybe change the size a little bit, hit return. And so I could do that again. Maybe this one, stretch it out a little bit. If you want to distort it without the whole thing changing, just elongate it, hold down Shift. All right, depends on what you guys want to do. Like that. And then I will do another one. But you can play around with it. This is kind of up to you how you want to do it. This will be a smaller one. All right. So when you get it to a point, if that's what you want, I'm going to group these together. So I will just hold down Shift, go to the top layer. All three are now selected. Command E. And oops, everyone's merged with that one. Let me fill that in. Hold down Shift, select all of them. Command E. There we go. Now it's merged together. So now if I zoom out, if I want to start putting more of these in my landscape, remember the ones that are going to be in the front are going to be slightly bigger. And then as they go back in space, we just make them smaller and smaller. All right, play around with that. Oops, that one didn't hold. There we go. So, and T, shrink it down a little bit. Maybe put one here. All right, so then we also have the bush. We can go ahead and get the bush. Oh, there's the bush. Let's go ahead and select that. Just use my quick selection tool. Oh, I'm not on the right layer. Uh-oh. Now I use my quick selection tool and I will select the bush. Remember, if I'm selecting too much, then I just go back in, I hold down Option, and I deselect it. There we go. That's not too bad. That's pretty good. Command J to duplicate it, throw away the original, and there we have it. Now let's go ahead and put a color overlay on that. Let's go ahead and hold down Command, recommend, changing it black and white first. Then we hold down Shift, select both layers, Command E. Now let's go ahead and hold down Command, and we'll put our solid color overlay on it. And I could put, let's see, it's going to be a piece of coral, so maybe I'll make it red. And then change my blend mode to multiply. I can play around with these, see if maybe another blend mode would be better. That's really coral-like there. Well, we don't want it to be, some of these could work actually. I usually like, well, multiply is so dark. All right, let's go with that red. Let's see how that looks. Go ahead and merge it on there, Command E. Now, let me try again to hold it Command, and let me do another solid color overlay on that so it's not quite so bright. And I will go with like an oranger this time, and then I will just change the blend mode to multiply. Let's see. Oh, all these are going to be, oh, that's, if I wanted a green, that look good. I'll just go normal, try to change the opacity. Yeah, that looks better. Alright, not much of a color change, but it's still not quite so bright. Alright, so this is my coral, Command T, stretch it, shrink it down. And I'll put it up here. So I'm going to be able to change these even more as soon as we start placing them. And you could do different bushes. They're all going to look a little bit different. All right. So let's go ahead now with the dodge and burn tool. And this is where we can start going to different ones. Let me go to the coral here. Let me go ahead and go to the burn tool. Let me try that. Now we want a light source is coming from here. So I want to go ahead and burn this area here. If nothing's happening, change your exposure. You can try midtones and shadows. This is actually working pretty good. So I can really, let me go to, let's say shadows and see if that works better. There, that's a bit better. All right. Let me go to the next one. All right, so you can see they're looking a lot better. We'll just one back here, go to the burn tool. It's always good to burn them on the bottom there. Same thing with this one. Back to the burn tool. All right. Now, I'll do the same thing with the landscape where they are. Let me go ahead and burn underneath them. Dodge burn tool, very important tools, so I do want you to get better at them. There we go, that's looking better. Some under each one of them. And I'll play around with this more. I really made the path, it's really burning a lot, so I gotta be careful here. Let me burn this through. Alright, there we go. A little more dramatic. I can do the same with the fish and the plants. So let me try one of the plants. Again, I don't want to overburn it, which I may have. Command Z if you make a problem, if it's too much. Let me change the path. It makes this the exposure, because that's pretty dark. Alright, let me go over here. Just going in, and I can start to burn all these. Let me go to my next one. There we go. Let me get the background. Now with this, I would vignette it a little bit, where you just do the sides a little bit darker, so then it has more of a focal point. Oops, I didn't want that. Let me go to that. All right, so it's getting there. Let me do the fish now. Again, I'm going to burn away from the light source, so the light is coming in from up here. So let me shrink this down. Get these bellies of these fish should be definitely darker where that light's coming in. All right, that's looking a little more dramatic. Now let me go to the dodge tool, and the same thing here. The light's coming in from here. I'll lighten up. Let me see. It's not on that fish. There, it's on the fish. Lighten up this top here. And the same thing with that bottom fish. And so if I want the landscape a little lighter, oops, because this is where the sun's coming in, I can go ahead and lighten it. Especially if you need a spot like the fish, if you can't see them very well, you can go ahead and lighten areas of that. So you're going to play around with it a little bit, and the more you do, the more it's going to look more like an underwater scene. And you'll experiment with that. Let's say we want to make some bubbles coming up. What we would do is just make your dodge tool. Let's give him some bubbles here. So this works. Just put in one area, click, 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 click. There we go. Another one. So if you just click in one area, you can kind of make a little bubble effect if you want to. Play around with it. Let's say I want to give him more exotic look. I could give him stripes. I do that with the burn tool. I go in here, click on him. So let me give him some stripes. Oops, I'm gonna have to go up and see if this will work. No, it's not. I wanted to make a big impact on. Oh, there it goes. It is taking a lot. Let me see if I can change and maybe go with the highlights. Try the highlights maybe. There, that's going to be a little better, I think. Yeah, there we go. So I could just stripe him a little bit. It's going to take a long time to get this exactly, but you get the idea. So once I get it burned on there pretty good, then I can go in with the dodge tool and do the same on the other side. And then this should, there we go, stripe them up pretty good. Much better. Line them up. Alright. Then same thing with his eye. If I want his eye to be a little more dramatic, I can go in here and lighten that eye around here. Let's say if I want him to have a completely different color eye, go to the quick selection, this is going to be tough because of the nature of this one. But you know what? I'm not going to do the quick selection. Command D. I'm going to go to the elliptical marquee and let me. Oops, on the wrong one. That's not what I wanted. Command D to get rid of that. Elliptical marquee. There we go. And I will make this, and then I use the bracket tools to tap it into place. There we go. It's not a perfect fit, but well, let me do it again so it's a little bit better. I don't want to do it wrong, then you guys say, well, you didn't do it right in the demo. There we go. That's much better. Now I can do Command J. Let me see if I have, there he is. All right, so now I can hold down Command, select that again. If I need to, I can turn it black and white. That's why I needed to separate it out. But if I turn it black and white, there we go. Hold down Shift, select both layers, Command E. Now hold down Command, and I can do it another color if I want to do another color. So let's say I wanted to have a yellow eye. It's not going to be a problem. Change the blend mode to multiply. There we go. All right, maybe I don't want the eye yellow. It's a little bit dramatic. Let's see. Green, not blue for sure. Orange is a little bit better because it's not. Well, I like, that's fine. I like that too. All right, so you can see how I started to change this fish. I could do things to really play around with this if I wanted to. So you're going to be making 2 underwater scenes. The first one with the imagery I use, you have to have 3 fish in that one, using the same fish, and they can't just be duplicated fish. And then you can use a blade of grass. You can do what I did. You can change it. The same thing with the coral. The first one's just to learn the process, so go ahead and I want the gradient tool, all the tools I use. And then the second one that we'll do on Thursday, that's the one where I really want you to be creative. I'm going to show you some examples where the students really went all out. And the fish there that you're going to use there, you can only use goldfish, and it can't look like a goldfish when it's done. You have to really change it and alter it. So the big tool that we're learning today is Liquify. We've got the spot healing. We've got the gradient tools. There's a few new tools I want you to learn. And of course, I want you to go back to learning some of the stuff that is obviously not that new to you because you're just starting, but multiplying by using the move tool and option. I'm using the transform tool by doing Command T. And then upload your first one by Tuesday, and then the other one, I would prefer it on Thursday, but if it takes you a little longer, that's fine, as long as you get it in by the weekend. All right, and that's it.